That one I knew what I was
You
making.
knew? Yeah, exactly.
Like the thumbnail, actually, I finished the thumbnail before I even started the video. I was like, all right, this is
I was
it.
going to say, sometimes that happens. You just like, this is going to be a perfect thing. But just as we say that, the game has started. We got Bobby Big Balls versus Gahtzu. Manages to get the down air. Doesn't connect on the F smash, though. And it does still look like he's going to be able to clean it up
Oh
with
my
the stock.
god. Oh, okay. Yes, snaps him there, but Bobby finds the stock either way. Such a rough position, though, for Gahtzu to be in.
Battlefield just... Oh, man. It's crazy when you see that at a high level still happen. Like, just gets completely destroyed by the stage. Oh, and a really rough knee from Gahtzu to close out a second stock. Bobby suddenly just having the momentum disappear like a deflated balloon.
Jeez. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so interesting seeing, you know, and this is just character matchup, but also I think just playstyle matchup. These two players kind of really truly emphasizing Bobby just pedal to the metal type player. Gahtzu perhaps a bit more reserved, methodical in some of his decision making. But just kind of like how the two of them blow each other up. Bobby finds 20 different hits here and there, and then Gahtzu gets 3 or 4 really solid reads, and the two of them can find stocks either way doing those things.
Man, one thing you're totally right. One thing that I'm noticing with this game is so many of the interactions, or the most important interactions, have taken place around the edge, and they've all been like kind of janky. You know, like they're just weird F smashes, weird edge guards off of up B that you didn't expect to hit. Just a lot of like strange kind of shenanigans that have been coming into play. And there we see it once again with a stock taken from Gahtzu.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Battlefield pick as a starter? I was about to pull up PG stats for both of their players just to kind of see where they prefer to start, but I'm wondering if where they kind of get their heads at in terms of bans and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's a fairly neutral stage in general, and I would say that stays the same for this matchup. Obviously there are a couple exceptions where like Sheik's kind of like this stage, but I'd say this stage, it's a decent amount of space. It's not too much space for Falcon. The punish game stuff is fairly consistent. I wouldn't say not being able to ride the edge is too impactful, meaning like Falco's up B, but I like it as a starting stage. Oh, that was unnecessary.
And
yeah, that is a fun little kind of disrespectful edge guard to close it out. Does the dare when he just could have held ledge, but I guess he's doing it for good measure in case he managed to land on stage.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what we're gonna look at in terms of counterpick. Again, like a matchup just felt pretty close overall, and that's again a matchup where it's kind of like it can feel like you're losing really bad when it comes to a player like Bobby just being able to hit you with a ton of moves. But for someone like Gahtzu, all it really takes is 2 or 3 hits to find the stock.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's one of the things that we see more and more and more with Falcon, where like Falcon is a character that can kill Falco at 25 in a matchup that, for so long has been seen as very, very Falco favored, starts to look less and less favored the more you're able to convert off of your openings that effectively. Wow, forward smash off of that. Has to be a misinput, right?
It looked like it, yeah.
Ooh, good read on the down air, and is he gonna get it all the way through the stock? Doesn't manage to do the second down air, doesn't connect, but could have gone for a down smash. I think might have been a little bit more consistent. Ooh, yeah, definitely this interesting matchup. Interesting to see how they open each other up. I think a huge part of what I like to see from Falco is putting on that pressure and mixing up options on Falcon's shield in particular. His out of shield game not that strong, and so if you put them in positions where they're not sure whether they should roll or go for like a grab or nair, it can be very, very tricky for the Falcon player. Ooh, great tech.
And trying to reload it again.
Yeah, just let me know once you're back in. I'll continue to do the little solo commentary once again while having a bit of tech problems.
Looks like I'm at 643, but it is pretty brutal right now. I can't really see that much.
Yeah, well, you're still a couple seconds behind, but as we're saying that this game is neither player is particularly behind. It's been very, very close. A good edge cancel side B to cover the distance more quickly. Doesn't manage to close out that edge guard. Just wasn't really sure what to go for, but should get this here. And now he has a solid amount of time to get some credit in the percent area. Like Gahtzu's patience there on the platform, not trying to get caught in a laser turnaround there from Bobby, just waiting for an opening, and he gets that opening right now. This could be the stock. So Gahtzu does end up going for the read there, and now we have Bobby just trying to kind of zone him out with lasers, slow down the pace of the game a bit. Good DI to DI away and not get it caught in a tech chase, and he's just rolling to escape the pressure, but he just needs to rely on that laser plan again a little bit. Doesn't get the CC. Kind of been in the, like, it's really Gahtzu who's been in control for most of the set, strangely enough. Okay, so, you know, for one of the first times in this set, we have Bobby kind of controlling, or at least the first time in this game, we have Bobby controlling center and kind of putting on the pressure. Doesn't manage to hold it though, and Gahtzu does take the lead once again. Bobby doing these weird laser turnarounds that I don't think he's intentionally trying to do, and just looking a little sloppy in his movement, maybe a little less confident in his movement, which is leading to Gahtzu to kind of further that advantage. But does manage to cover the roll, continuing on the pressure, still not getting anything from it. Looking for any opening, but really good laser spacing there to not get hit, and does clean up the edge guard. So it's a pretty close game. Ooh, I like the up B idea, but it still put him in kind of a bad spot, and doesn't get the tech on the knee there. So it does lead to the stock taken from Gahtzu. Again, just to remind viewers, we are having a bit of technical difficulties on Walt's end. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but I will be trying to hold things down while we wait. In terms of counter picks, I expect from Bobby, we wouldn't mind seeing stuff like FD. We were just playing on Stadium, and I think that was Bobby's counter pick, if I recall correctly. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the production end of things. But hard to say exactly where they'll go next. It really depends on how much you care about space, I think, in this matchup. Bobby been opting to use the lasers a lot more, which would lead me to think that he doesn't mind the space, but I also feel like Dreamland for Falcon is kind of a good thing, makes it a bit easier to deal with lasers and stuff like that. So interesting to see that chat saying that all of Bobby's F smashes are intentional, and like I expected, FD definitely a strong pick for Falco. I would say this feels very, very favored for me whenever I play it. Obviously the tech chases become a bit simpler, and does manage to get the regrab and calls out the DI away and down to get the stock. So good call out from Bobby. Correctly reads his good call out from Gahtzu, correctly reading Bobby's defensive options and keeping the momentum of the set. Does get the CC grab and is still putting on pressure, but doesn't mean to roll, I think, there, and that does cost kind of the punish, makes him drop the punish.
I think I'm back right now. 720 about, yeah.
19, 18.
Okay, cool. So I'm looking at the Discord, which should be the backup method for the record from here out, because it looks like whatever is going on with my server is not cooperating. But in any case, even stocks right now, slight advantage over to Gahtzu, and yeah, game 3. Who do you got for this one?
I really feel like I'm watching Bobby's C game. You know, like he's done a lot of stuff that just make me think, you know, you're not super confident in your movement right now. That was pretty good SCI from Gahtzu to get out of that shine punish, but so I don't think that was an example of it. But he's just been doing certain options that it's like, well, shouldn't you just, you know, grab ledge there or position to dare or, you know, pressure in X way or Y way, and he hasn't. And it makes me feel like he's not as confident with the movement. Same with the weird lasers that are facing the wrong way.
Sure, yeah, and as we speak, he's still down the stock right now. This is super scary when Gahtzu finds the single grab there. Knee kind of covers the tech in place and the tech roll away with no real estate left on FT to go towards. and Bobby's facing down a pretty sizable deficit.
Yeah, I think if there is a stage that you could come back from, it would be this one. You know, that hard to open up. I like the forward smash option. Clean up with the dare. Really good tech though. You know,
such an impossible situation, right? Like you're dead pretty much no matter what you do there.
Yeah, you know, like again, the tech is definitely worth doing. Does get the read. Doesn't get the regrab though, so he still has a little bit of room, but gets caught out in the jump. It tries to panic side B. The pressure has been all on Bobby since the very beginning of this set, and it is not letting up now.
Ooh, yeah. Reading rolls too, super sketchy.
How does he get off the ledge? Double laser, but he's still in the corner. Oh, okay.
This could be an opening, yeah. Just misses it out, but he reads the roll. Super great.
Oh, he wanted to get the down air. Oh my gosh. That was really, really close.
Okay, not over yet. One knee will do it. One back air will probably do it at this point, yeah.
Will do it indeed.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I not discrediting Gahtzu at all. It just didn't seem like Bobby was playing that well, and Gahtzu seemed to be playing pretty solidly. So
sure.
You know, sometimes you can just tell like a player is. It's not like they're confused, but they're indecisive about how they want to punish, and that's usually a sign that they're not like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of wondering, because this is still best of 3, right? Like, I'm wondering what Bobby's ban was then if it wasn't FD. Because it seems like, in general, Bobby kind of struggles. Was that Gahtzu's counterpick?
That was Bobby's counterpick. So,
it was?
So
why did he counterpick to FD? I guess...
I would say that Falcon has the edge on FD.
Yeah, I think so too, but it just looked like he was really struggling in terms of like how much Gahtzu was slowing the pace down there.
I think he was struggling, like, you know, you unfortunately missed a good chunk of the previous game, but he kind of was struggling most of the set. Like, it just, the pace was very, very much in Gahtzu's kind of corner. And yeah, like I said, I think that tends to happen if you're not as confident with your decisions, if you're not putting on the pressure on Falcon, which is hard to do, then he can kind of do whatever, and it gets like out of control real quick.
Sure. Yes, it looks like I will hopefully be back for the remainder of this block, which may only be another set or two. I'm not really too sure. But yeah, good stuff to Gahtzu, kind of solidly taking that game 3 and being yet another individual who will be moving on to top 8, I believe, with that win.
Yeah, no, and if I recall correctly, Gahtzu just won the Alston Melee Bender
this
past weekend, right? So
he did.
Gahtzu looking pretty solid lately, definitely putting up the results, and seems to still be the case in this tournament.
Yeah, and earlier you had mentioned Lod getting upset by Poppy. I believe our next set upcoming is going to be the last, or one of the last winner's side top 8 qualifiers, Poppy versus Ben.
Yeah, that should be interesting. You know, Falco versus Sheik, always a fun matchup to watch, at least for me. We've talked so much about in the past couple of weeks about liking to see more Sheik play, and I, for one, really enjoy it.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one, because I believe, well, Poppy I've seen most of the time playing Falco, but I want to say they play both space animals, right?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Just looking through the bracket right now. I think, yeah, you know, it's like, are you asking, like, would he go, what's it called?
I guess, maybe it just comes down to a comfort pick for him. I'm assuming he's just going to go Falco in this matchup too. I don't really think there's too much of an edge that he might get if he does play Fox to try it out, unless maybe he feels more comfortable against mid floaties like that.
Like, I do think that Fox has the edge in the matchup over Falco for sure, but like, it's like you're saying, which character do you feel comfortable with? Which character did you play in the previous set, so you're already warmed up and ready? You know, it does depend. I like both, though. I think it's a fine matchup for Falco, to be honest.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean Ben, of course, just been playing pretty hot recently as well. Unfortunately, doesn't qualify for the J clan of Sheik players, but very, very much a solid Sheik player and big tournament threat, I think, in upcoming big events to be looking out for in the future. Just super, really great. And it feels like there's been, like, with all this talk, and I could be completely off base with this, but with all this talk about, you know, like the foxes are switching to Sheik, the animals, they're leaving, like all this stuff, you know, with the Marth matchup, I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Sheik just period in you know, in this online era. We haven't seen much of Spark. I think that they've been out of the country for a while. I haven't seen personally Captain Face Roll at all. Plup's been kind of on a hiatus for a little while in terms of just appearing at big events. A lot of the really well-known Sheik players I just haven't seen. Maybe I'm just missing it though.
I mean, I think early on in the online era, we saw a lot of face roll, obviously, and but yeah, lately you're right about that. I think where we have been seeing a lot of Sheiks, obviously at this event, and in people like Ben, like the J Flex, like it is kind of a bit of a wave and a recent wave that we've been seeing, but definitely Ben.
Sure.
A very impressive player. You know, his Twitter bio says, "Striving to be the best version of myself I can be." I feel like that is definitely showing his play. He's improving. It feels like week to week. So, you know, a player to watch, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely a breath of fresh air as well with, you know, how little I've been seeing Sheiks kind of on broadcast in general. It's good to see some good Sheiks out there.
Yeah, no, especially since, like, there's just been so many, you know, it's a bit of a cliche almost because we talk about this so much, but there's so long of a period where people just acted as if Sheik was a bad character, and it would get to me. I'd be like, okay, guys.
Well, hey man, they're what's the rank now officially?
Oh yes, Sheik? That's very
true. It
was
third, right, or fifth?
Fifth,
yeah, fifth behind Falco. So yeah,
but not in the S tier. Yeah,
but yeah. With that being said, actually, we've been talking a lot about Ben as a Sheik. It looks like we're actually going to switch up our casting a little bit, and we're still going to get a Sheik, but it's going to be to a different tune. We're going to be casting LSD versus Dreffen.